Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I of course am Carl, the host for today and for future videos. I did want to get you guys another video for this week. I know I'm running a little late today on a Sunday, kind of a long weekend full of social gatherings and all that and whatnot. But I did want to bring forth a machine that I absolutely love. I know I haven't touched too much into the 70s as much, so I'm going to break into it with it today. And this being also the first Eureka that we've had on the channel so far. So without further ado, we're going to take a look at the model 2375 today. Now, Eureka put forth a set of machines back in 1978, which were known as the Wild Moss, or the Continental Hooded Uprights. Continental Hooded Uprights would refer to the style of the hood. It's swoopy and forward-looking and very streamlined. In 1978, this was pretty different than what they usually had. It was kind of a little bit more bulbous, some more rounded or boxier hoods had been around at that time. But 1978, we saw some awesome colors in the Eureka lineup, and I'm going to post a ad right here. As you saw in that ad, we had not only the set that contained this machine right here, but also some other more similar ones. They did also have a blue as well as a brown set. Also looked very similar. Now, why am I talking about this one today? No, I know that St. Patrick's Day isn't for a while, but I figured I wanted to do a green one today. So that's the reason why, is because it popped into my head. Now, the 2375 was the second to the top model in that set. It featured things like the regulator adjustment on the front. That's that red switched area for changing your height adjustments. At this point in time, height adjustments were all through vacuum cleaners, so not a new technology. However, it was a little bit easier and a little bit more deluxe than the models previous to it. This one also had a high and a low switch, so a 2-speed motor. Made it nice for when you're doing your carpets versus the drapes, or doing like the ceiling fan, because most of these machines had the option to come with attachments so that you could do stuff like that, and you would have one speed for doing attachments and one for the floor. Now this machine also has its original bag, and if you want to take a look right here, that bag has a white box on top of it. These of course were known as box top bags. The thought process behind it was that you could get more in the bag if it was boxed on the top. Not sure why, it really didn't matter. The bags, inflated. I mean, they were the same size bags that you were putting in the uprights that didn't have this feature right here. Now, the story behind this vacuum right here, I got it from a friend of mine, Nick Bottomer. So he had this machine, he found it locally, and I had one in the same model, but he had this one and he didn't want to risk damaging the bag, so we made a trade, 1 for 1, and I'm very happy to have this one in my collection because I did want to find an original example. These bags are very hard to come by. Once they were taken off, they were thrown away or misplaced or what have you, maybe damaged beyond repair. So, but anyways, this in that set, this is, like I said, the second from the top. So it was the more deluxe upright, which meant not a lot of them sold. In the whole series, I would say this one was probably the second worst sales in all 4. The main one would have been the 2325, which was very similar, except it had a dial-a-nap, which was a little round switch on the front to change the height adjustment. No box top, of course. Whereas the very top of the line would have been the second best selling, which had all the features this one had, including a cord winder as well on the handle instead of wrapping it around. Now, why do I like this machine? This machine sits in my collection room, as you may have seen in the very first video, kind of around the bottom floor of a lot of things. But why do I like it? Now, green is, of course, my favorite color. I'm wearing it all. My wedding ring is green as well. But this particular set was a dream of mine to complete. Now, I do have the whole set, and we're going to do a video on it. But I did want to do one on this little machine because it is a cool one that I do like to keep out. Now, let's go back to about 10, 11 years ago. I was sitting in a stairway of my high school at the time. I graduated in 2012, but probably around 2011, I got a picture of the ad for the 4 machines in this series. And looking over them, I mean, obviously the color is what attracted me the most, but I did really want to find at least one of these machines in the set. After doing some research and looking around, unfortunately they were, and they still are, harder to find in some form of originality. Now, I have all 4 in complete originality now, which was why we will be doing a video on that. Unfortunately, the most top-of-the-line model in that is currently sitting in my storage unit in Kansas. However, when I fell in love with these machines, I set out to try to find them. And that was looking everywhere, asking everywhere, to a point where I even, when I was on a vacation to visit my friend Jason in Kansas, we drove in my rental car from his place all the way over to Missouri to a vacuum shop where one had been sitting in a back shed of the top of the line upright. One had been sitting in the back corner, and I thought maybe it's still there. Unfortunately, it wasn't at the time, but that's how I was looking for it. I was desperate, and I really wanted to find them. But I did get lucky. I did have some collectors that did help me out, and they were able to help me find machines such as this one. So, like I said, stay tuned for that video, probably coming around during the summertime. But this one, we're going to do a quick run video on it. And then we'll probably close out the video today. I know it's a little bit shorter of an episode, but, you know, I'll get one more sooner than later. I am a busy person, so. All right, let's get to that run demo. So that was the high speed. That would have been your floors and carpeting speeds. So here's our low speed for attachments that you generally would have hitched up underneath the front. I unfortunately don't have those, but here's a test just to show you the low speed. And there you have it. That is the 2375 in all form, complete. It does, like I said, have its original box top bag as well as a working headlight, interestingly enough. When it comes to vacuum cleaners, you know, we try to keep those working, but you never know. But, you know, here it is, thanks again for you guys watching today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I know, like I said, it wasn't a very long one, but you know, we're going to keep going through it. Of course, this would have been another episode of Vacuum Exposition. Now, of course, we will have more to talk about. Lord, I have a ton of machines to go through with you guys, as well as some upcoming builds and restorations that I have in the works. Currently, I have a Hoover Junior or Hoover Lightweight upright that is mid restoration. I do have some parts coming from the UK from a very generous collector, because they came from over there, so they have a lot more than we do. So he is hooking me up with some parts to make it original. We have another machine from Jared Martinson over in Eugene, Oregon, that we are going to be working on here soon. Another British upright. So that will be coming as well. So stay tuned. We're going to have more to talk about coming up here. Now, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'd love to know what you guys think. I'd love to see what you guys thought about this Wild Moss upright. Beautiful color, of course, with a floral brocade bag. So, thanks again for watching today. Appreciate it very much. Have a great one. We'll catch you in the next one.